Hi, welcome back Jane Story Channel. Again, it's me, Rhea. Today, we're going to talk about the active versus passive voice in the English language. The typical English sentence is structured as VO, subject, verb, and object. In an active sentence, the subject is the doer or agent of the verb. When the subject is the doer of the verb, the voice is active. For example, in the active sentence, Jesse ate the pizza. Jesse does the action. Sometimes we don't want to include the doer in the sentence. In that case, we can change the structure of the sentence to the passive voice. In a passive sentence, the subject is no longer the doer. We often omit the doer, but it can be included after the preposition by. Here are four examples. Number one, passive. I was hit by a car. Active. A car hit me. Number two, passive. My wallet was stolen. Active. Someone stole my wallet. Number three, passive. Corn is grown in Iowa by farmers. Active. Farmers grow corn in Iowa. 4. Passive. The contract was sent to the wrong person. Active. Julia in HR sent the contract to the wrong person. There are several reasons why we might prefer to use the passive. 5. The object is more important relevant than the subject. In example 1 above, I hope I am more important than the car that hit me. By using a passive sentence, I focus on myself rather than the car. In this way, the passive is often used to discuss injuries. 6. We don't know who the doer is. In example number 2, I didn't see who stole my wallet. 7. The doer doesn't need to be mentioned because it is understood or implied. In example number 3, the topic is the corn rather than the farmers who grow it. We know the farmers grow crops, so we don't have to include the doer. In this way, the passive can be used to discuss production and manufacturing. Number 8, it may be more polite not to name the doer. In example number 4, naming Julia might embarrass her. So we can use the passive instead to focus on the situation rather than the person at fault. So how do we make a passive sentence? The structure of the passive is be, past participle. You will need to conjugate be according to the appropriate tense. Here are some examples of the passive in different tenses. Simple past. Paper was invented in China. Future. Dinner will be served at 8. Present continuous. A new highway is being constructed just outside the city. Present perfect. The plants have not been watered today. Now that you know the basic of passive, you'll need to consider one more thing. Transitive versus intransitive verbs. A transitive verb uses a direct object. For example, in a sentence, I broke the glass. The glass is direct object because it is directly affected by the verb broke. An intransitive verb doesn't use a direct object. For example, in the sentence I was sleeping, the verb sleep doesn't use a direct object. You don't sleep something. You just sleep. Keep in mind that an intransitive verb can use an indirect object. I was sleeping in my bed. An indirect object usually comes after a preposition, like in. But still, there is no direct object in the sentence. How does this relate to the passive? Remember that in a passive sentence, the object takes the place of the doer. Therefore, you need a direct object in order to use the passive. Since an intransitive verb doesn't use a direct object, an intransitive verb can't be used in a passive sentence. Active. A car hit me. Passive. I was hit by a car. Active. Something funny happened. No object. Passive. It was happened something funny. This is a common mistake. Happen in intransitive, so it can't be used in the passive. Active. I slept in my bed. Indirect object. Passive. My bed was slept in by me. This passive sentence is technically correct, but you won't often hear indirect object used in the passive. That's all for today's lesson. I hope it helps. For more English lessons, please like and subscribe.